Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jason, or General, and today, guys, we're going to be talking about one of the most controversial topics in Call of Duty history, and that is the quickscoping and sniping mechanic in Call of Duty. Now, specifically in Call of Duty World War II, and we're going to be talking about, should they get nerfed in this game? Should sniping and quickscoping be nerfed in Call of Duty World War II? Now, we're also going to be talking about how to play against snipers, and if you guys have not checked out the video I made yesterday on how to aim better in Call of Duty World War II, it's part of a 5-part series that I'm doing, teaching you guys how to become better Call of Duty players, and ultimately, hopefully, some of you guys will become some of the best Call of Duty players out there. I'm going to leave a link to that in the video above, or in the video screen, so make sure you guys click on that. It's going to be an annotation. There's also going to be a link in the description if you guys just want to click that too. I highly recommend you guys check that out because a lot of the tips that we're going to be talking about here in this video, I also mention and go really in depth in that video. So, like I said, if you have not seen that video, I highly recommend you guys check that out. So anyway, guys, let's talk about sniping and quickscoping here in Call of Duty World War II. And really, the big question is, a lot of people have, is should it be nerfed? Now, before we go on, leave a comment down below and tell me, do you guys think sniping and quickscoping should be nerfed here in Call of Duty World War II? Now, before I tell you guys if I think that sniping and quickscoping should be nerfed here in Call of Duty World War II and give you guys my thoughts and opinions on that, the gameplay you're watching in the background now is basically me getting absolutely destroyed by snipers in the first half of this game. The second half, though, I bring it back, I start slowing my playstyle down a little bit, I start implementing some of these techniques that I use when I play against snipers, and I drop some paratroopers, I'm able to win the game, and things are going well. Unfortunately, most of my team actually leaves during this game, so it was kind of a struggle, but we bring it back and things start going really well. So now let's talk about my opinion on whether or not I think quickscoping and sniping should be nerfed in Call of Duty World War II. So ultimately, I think sniping and quickscoping needs to be looked at. I think that in this game, there's just something about it that just it makes it very, very easy. In this game in specific, I get sniped a lot by, you know, Christmas noobs. I'm getting quickscoped and destroyed by Christmas noobs. And I'm not getting destroyed because I'm just bad at the game or whatever, but, you know, I'll put the first shot, I'll put the first, like, 3 or 4 shots into a guy, and he'll just, boom, instant kill me with the sniper, and he doesn't even aim down sights all the way when he scopes in. So, I find it to be very, very frustrating in this game, and I noticed that guy just got absolutely obliterated, but I find it, and then, of course, I just get double teamed by those snipers right there. But I find it to be very similar to how sniping was in, like, Black Ops 2 or Call of Duty Ghost, or even MW3, where literally, like, I would put the first couple shots into a guy and just get obliterated by a quickscope or something. So I think that something needs to be looked at in this game, whether it's the sniping or quickscoping, or whether it's the sprint out time with quick draw on the other weapons in the game. So if you guys didn't know, there's this like glitch or like bug or something like that in the game where basically, you know, quick draw is just basically ineffective if you're sprinting. You essentially have to walk around the corners and then ADS for quick draw to actually work, but in a lot of times, a lot of situations, you're not really doing that unless you're walking around corners or something. So quick draw, there's just like this weird problem with the sprint out time. And if you guys didn't know, they fixed this during the beta, where a lot of people were complaining about it, a lot of people were uploading videos about it, and they fixed it during the beta, but in the actual game, when it fully released, it seemed like that bug or whatever it was reappeared in the game. And, you know, that can be said about a lot of things in this game. A lot of people were, you know, really complaining about a lot of the stuff in Weekend 2 of the beta that didn't make it into the full game. In the sprint out time, the bug or whatever that it is on the assault rifles and SMGs, seems like that also didn't make it into the full game either. So a lot of people are complaining about that, and I think that might be one reason why people think sniping and quickscoping is so overpowered in this game, because the other guns literally zoom in so much slower than the snipers in this game. So that could be a big reason. So if Sledgehammer is able to fix that, and the guns are able to ADS faster, and if we use quick draw, if it's being able to be used properly, just like in past Call of Duties, that might compensate it a lot, and that might actually make it more like Black Ops 3, where basically the snipers didn't have aim assist, and with the other guns, because they aim down sights pretty fast, you were able to compensate for that, and, you know, ultimately, you weren't dying to a lot of snipers in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 compared to this game, where it's like snipers just rule this game, in my opinion, right now. I mean, like I said, I'm literally getting quickscoped by like Christmas noobs on like a consistent basis, and that's not cool, in my opinion. I see a lot more snipers in this game than I have probably since Call of Duty Ghost. And obviously that's been quite a while. So, and then of course Black Ops 2. In my opinion, I think sniping ultimately should be like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1. That's just my opinion. I've always thought it that way. And for those guys that think I'm I'm just complaining about snipers and I actually can't snipe or anything like that, towards the end of this game I got a nice little sniper streak going on. I also dropped a Sniper V2 rocket in this game. And if you go back and watch some of my old montages, I'll leave those down in the description below, or I'll even tag it on the screen with an annotation so you guys can check it out. I've hit some pretty nice quick scopes. I've hit some quad collats and, you know, some pretty nice quick scopes. So I'm not one of those guys that, you know, just pub stomps and complains about snipers. I actually can quick scope and do pretty well with it. So, you know, I think I've got a little bit room to talk since I can do both pretty well. But with that being said, I think that even if they look at the snipers in this game, I also think it's very important for Sledgehammer to think about consistency between all the classes. I think one of the other problems with snipers in this game, and this, in my opinion, probably will help them, is that some of the snipers have aim assist and some of them don't have aim assist. On top of that, the Mountain Division gives snipers so many perks, and, like, for example, the Car 98 zooms in significantly faster than the other snipers, and if you're a new player and you're just getting into the game and you want to learn how to quickscope, and let's say you're not watching someone like Pomage or one of the other really big snipers in the community, you're not going to know a lot of this stuff, and so it's going to make it significantly harder for you to be very consistent at quickscoping and ultimately becoming a really good quickscoper in this game, because all this stuff is kind of hidden and you really don't know about it unless you watch one of those YouTubers that talks a lot about it. So I think it's very important that if Sledgehammer goes and actually looks into the snipers about maybe making some sort of adjustment to the sprint out time, you know, on the assault rifles and SMGs, or actually nerfing the snipers or whatever, that they actually make sniping and quickscoping this game a little bit more consistent between all the classes. That's just my opinion, though. You guys can leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think about that. Now, in terms of actually how to play against snipers, and if you're using an assault rifle or SMG, you know, you're probably asking yourself, well, how do I play against snipers to actually, you know, do very well against them, since sniping in this game literally is, like, you know, pretty easy? Because I know a lot of people out there are having a lot of complaints about quickscoping, and how, again, you saw those intro clips, it's just like bing, 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 like it's just, you know, instantly, just not even aiming down sights. How do you compete against that? Like I said, if you guys have not watched the video I uploaded yesterday about aiming in this game, I highly recommend you guys watch that, because again, it's going to give you guys a lot of the tips I'm going to talk about here in a second. So really the two biggest tips is walking around every corner and pre-aiming every corner, because again, what you don't want to happen is you do not want to, let's say, start sprinting and then a sniper actually catch you on sprint, because if a sniper catches you on sprint, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get quickscoped and you're not going to be able to win that gunfight because of the sprint out time in this game. So walking around corners and pre-aiming corners is significantly important here in this game, especially when you're going against a quickscoper that can just instantly kill you the second they look at you. On top of that, you know, running the infantry division so you can strafe around corners faster also is a very, you know, significant bonus. In sensitivity, lower your sensitivity, having a low sensitivity so you don't miss those shots, because every shot is very crucial when it comes to playing against quickscopers in this game, because again, like, you do not want to miss your shots, or they're going to look at you and just immediately pick you off just like that. So really, those are the biggest tips, and again, I go a lot more in depth on this in the video I made yesterday talking about aiming in Call of Duty World War II. So if you have not checked that out, like I said, highly recommend you guys do so. So in these last couple clips here, again, I'm just, you know, quickscoping, going on a nice little streak. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you did, if you learned anything, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you know, leave comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the game. Let me know what you guys think about quickscopers, and should they be nerfed here in Call of Duty World War II. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.